Hi, I'm Rukristin, and this is day 25 of 100 Days of All About Me. We're 25% finished with this project, and I wanted to take the time to flip through my album and share my progress so far. Alright, so I'm using a 4x4 mini album and 4x4 journaling cards. Each card has one prompt. This is the first card, what's your name? Throughout the progress of my album, you'll see that my style changes a little bit, and I start figuring out where I want to go specifically with this project. So on the first page, I use a pen to write my name, and then some colored pens to arrow some of the information. Next, we'll flip over. I stamped here, born and raised in New Jersey. And then over here on page 3, I stamped the word hobbies, and this is the only page in my album where I used colored pencils, and I think that's probably going to wind up staying true throughout the entire album. Flip over to page 4, currently living in East Lansing, Michigan, and I paired it up with where I went to school, Rutgers University. And next, number 6 is my reading page. This is my list of newspapers / periodicals that I read on Apple News each day. Don't read everything from every single one of them each day. That would be insane. But whatever, pops up in my news feed, and then whatever related articles or whatever comes along in my path. And then number 7 was what are your talents? And I said research and understanding as well as empathy. And you'll see that each day so far now, I've just been kind of stamping a very minimalist title and then kind of journaling around the outsides. And you see that I have these gold number stickers that I'm also adding to each page. So I flip over, my favorite holidays are Christmas and Thanksgiving and Passover, so basically any food-related holiday, which goes nicely with this question number 9, is that a cooking question, and I love to cook. I did a cool stamping technique here. This is where I start to kind of branch out and try new stamping techniques. I did an ombre stamping pattern underneath with my title. You can see the teal on the bottom and the green on the top, and then I stamped gray pigment ink on the top and then journaled on the bottom. Flipping over to 10, I stamped the relax in pink with how up top, and some of these pages have short silent YouTube videos you can also watch, sped up, just quick process videos on how I put together. Both of these pages have quick process videos on how I stamped these pages. And this here is my birthday page, January 30th. Flip over 12, favorite characters, super minimalist. My favorite comfort food is homemade, and I stamped some fun animals and a two-toned carrot, which I thought was really fun. That one is fun because I totally stamped it upside down. So I will take it out real quick. It is my self-care page, how I self-care. I do it with multiple support systems. I do it by cooking homemade food for myself, and I do it by creating things and making things and building things. So put that back in the album. Close that up. Straighten that out. Here's my music page. I stamped a couple of different background music notes from a Kelly Perky stamp set. Then I stamped some black headphones and went with just a couple of different categories. I do that a couple of times throughout this album. So I flip over to 16, and this is the identity category. What do you identify as? And I went with a couple of different boxes to, emphasize the idea that boxes kind of box us into identities. So over on the next page, I use the same stamp set to journal about my sleep habits. And here I kind of liked the look of the 2-page spread and the similar stamp colors. Flip over to, this is probably my favorite page so far. The prompt was about color and what's your favorite color, and I think forever my favorite color will either be gray or black and white and just a little bit of some other color. And so I did black and white plus a pop of color, and I used these fun stamps and just put a little pop of color behind each one of the ink pads. 19's prompt was, what is your relationship with your phone? And so I have an iPhone, and I've had an iPhone for probably about 9 years now. And as an internet device, I totally love it. But as a telephone, I don't love the phone. I'm not a huge phone person. So let's keep it at that. So let's flip over to page 20 now. Page 20 is about being an INFJ, so I'm a classic introvert. Being around people is wonderful, but it is super exhausting. It is really tiring for me, so I love being around people and it's super fun for me, but I usually need a nap or a long bit of alone time afterwards. And here, number 21 is the what's the best live performance you've ever been to? And for me, it's a performance of the musical 1776 that I saw last year in New York City. It was the day after we saw Hamilton on Broadway, so it really did blow me away. It was amazing. If you've ever seen Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, which if you haven't, I highly recommend. It's like one of my favorite shows right now, and it's like definitely one of the most feminist shows on television. You should absolutely check it out. It's on the CW, and they have an app and you can watch it. So totally check that stuff out. The guy in the first season, Greg, he was the star, John Adams, in 1776, and he was amazing, just absolutely incredible. And so that was my favorite best live performance of all time at the City Center in New York City on April 1st, 2016. And page 22 is, what kind of house you live in. And our house is mid-century modern, and our whole neighborhood here was built on the GI Bill, which was very interesting to read about. And question 23 was about social media, and I've been using social media since before the year 2000, so I made my page about that, which I thought was kind of adorable. Question 24 was about illnesses, and I suffer from chronic daily headaches and hormonal migraines, so I made my page about that, and I used a Kelly Perky pills stamp about it was a planner set for going to the doctor and keeping up with your health tracking. So I use that as a way to make a repeating patterned background. And then today's, day 25, was about what is your favorite movie? And I really can't decide. My favorite movie, like of all time, if I had to pick a favorite movie, what's been my favorite movie for most of my life, I'd probably say The Princess Bride. What's the newest on the list of favorite movies? I would say Baby Driver, which if it's still in a movie theater by you, you should definitely check it out. And if not, you should definitely make sure to check it out as soon as it comes on demand by you. The music is fantastic and the story is also like so good. Um, Thank you so much for checking out my 100 Days of All About Me album, days 1 through 25. This is a free project by the Aweome Ladies Project, and you can learn more at www.theawesomeladiesproject.com/100days. Thanks so much.